Imagine a stadium bathed in golden light, tens of thousands of voices rising in unison, and a single iconic song echoing across generations. Yellow. Tonight, it's not just a concert. It's not just a performance. It's a journey through time, a celebration of memory, and a love letter sung to the world. And now, 25 years later, that song carries a new meaning, more intimate, more personal, as though every note is a quiet message from Chris Martin to Dakota Johnson. But before we go deeper, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this story, because the journey you're about to take will make your skin tingle and your heart beat faster. And trust me, somewhere in the middle, there's a secret waiting to be revealed that will change the way you see Yellow forever. So stay with us until the very end. When Yellow first landed in July 2000, no one could have predicted its fate. The simple guitar riff born under the starry skies of Wales, Chris Martin's gentle falsetto, and lyrics that seemed almost improvised, all of it transformed into Coldplay's defining anthem. It wasn't just a song, it became a rite of passage, sung in small clubs, massive arenas, and whispered between lovers. From Glastonbury to the world's largest stadiums, Yellow was always there, always waiting for the right moment to break hearts and heal them at the same time. And now, in 2025, it celebrates its silver anniversary. 25 years. A number that binds generations. Those who first heard it on scratchy radio stations in the early 2000s, and those discovering it today on TikTok playlists. Yellow has survived the test of time. It hasn't just survived, it has evolved. It is no longer just a song, it's a universal language of love, longing, and nostalgia. But tonight feels different. Tonight, it's not only about the past. Tonight, it's about Dakota Johnson. The acclaimed actress, the muse who has been part of Chris Martin's life since 2017. Though she wasn't on stage, her presence was felt in every golden beam of light, in every lyric Chris sang as if it was meant only for her. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, words that millions have sung for decades, but now, they carried a sharper, deeper weight. They felt personal. This is where the concert stopped being just music and became a story. Cameras zoomed in on Chris Martin's face, his voice trembling slightly, his eyes closed a moment longer as he leaned into each note. To the audience, it was Yellow as they always knew it. To those who understood, it was something more. A hidden message in plain sight. And here comes the pattern interrupt. Imagine that the song you've been singing for a quarter of a century suddenly shifts, suddenly reveals a new meaning, one shared only between the man who wrote it and the woman he loves. Was Yellow written for Dakota? No. Back in 2000, Chris Martin had never even met her. But that's the magic of music. Songs are born for one moment, but they find new homes, new hearts, new faces to belong to. And Dakota Johnson has become that new home. The stage design told the story too. Waves of golden light swept across the stadium. Confetti fell like stardust. Tens of thousands of cell phone lights glowed yellow, turning the night into an ocean of stars. Fans cried, screamed, sang along. And in the quietest corner, just behind the stage, Dakota smiled. A fleeting camera shot of her lit up the entire arena. Screams rose louder, as though the crowd instantly understood. Yellow now had a face. Then came the climax, the emotional peak that froze the stadium in awe. Chris Martin stopped singing. He held back as the audience carried the chorus, thousands of voices crashing together into the night sky. He let it linger. And then, almost like a whisper, he leaned into the microphone. This one is for someone very special. The stadium erupted. The name Dakota rippled across the air, shouted from every corner. That was the payoff, the unspoken confirmation, the love story revealed not in interviews or social media posts, but in the music itself. And this is what makes Yellow eternal. It began as nostalgia, as a song scribbled under the stars. But tonight, on its 25th anniversary, it became a declaration. A bridge between past and future. A song that carries history but also projects tomorrow. From the sands of Wales to the world's brightest stages, from a humble guitar riff to a timeless anthem, Yellow is proof that music transcends time, geography, And even intention.so will Yellow shine for another 25 years? After tonight, there's no doubt. As long as there is love, as long as people look up at the stars and feel something stir inside them, Yellow will remain. And as long as Chris Martin looks into a crowd, searching for Dakota Johnson's eyes, the song will breathe, alive as ever. The real question now is, what does Yellow mean to you? Does it remind you of a first love, a broken heart, or maybe a promise you once made under the stars? Drop your story in the comments below, because somewhere out there, your memory might shine just as brightly as Coldplay's anthem. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this moment with others who have lived, loved, and remembered with Yellow. Because behind every legendary song, there's always a love story waiting to be told. But the beauty of this night doesn't just lie in the music, it lies in its history. To understand why the 25th anniversary of Yellow matters so much, we have to go back to the year 2000. A year when the music industry was dominated by pop stars, boy bands, and the rising tide of digital downloads. In that world, Coldplay was just a young band from London, unknown to the global stage, with everything to prove. When Yellow was released as the second single from their debut album Parachutes, no one expected it to define an entire generation. The music video was simple: Chris Martin walking alone on a beach, in the rain, with a single continuous shot. No glitter, no spectacle, no digital tricks. Just raw emotion. And maybe that's why it resonated. The song wasn't trying too hard. It was honest. It was human. Fast forward 25 years, and that same honesty remains its strongest weapon. At a time when concerts are filled with lasers, pyrotechnics, and giant screens, Yellow doesn't need anything but light. The Yellow spotlight. The Yellow glow sticks. The collective voice of the crowd. It's proof that sometimes, the simplest moments are the most unforgettable, and tonight, the nostalgia wasn't just about the song, it was about the man singing it. Chris Martin has carried Yellow for half of his life. He's performed it through the highs of Coldplay's superstardom and the lows of heartbreak. He sang it when he was a young dreamer in his 20s, and he's still singing it now, as a father, a global icon, and a man deeply in love with Dakota Johnson. That duality, past and present, was alive in every chord. Some fans whispered that they saw Chris look towards the VIP section more than once. And there, in the soft glow, was Dakota, clapping, smiling, occasionally wiping a tear. To the casual fan, she was just a spectator. But to those who know the history, her presence made the night electric. Because for the first time, Yellow didn't just belong to the crowd. It belonged to her. The tension built steadily throughout the concert. Coldplay's set list was already filled with anthems: Fix You, Viva La Vida, Clocks. Each song drew the crowd deeper into a trance. But everyone knew what they were waiting for. Everyone knew the moment Yellow arrived, the entire stadium would change. And when the opening guitar riff finally rang out, the explosion of sound was deafening. It was as if 25 years of memories had been waiting for that exact second, and then came the unexpected twist. Midway through the performance, the giant screens displayed a montage. Not of Coldplay's career highlights, but of golden-hued visuals, stars, oceans, sunsets. Interwoven with subtle, almost hidden frames: Dakota at a Coldplay show, Dakota at a quiet dinner with Chris, Dakota smiling in candid moments. It wasn't overt, it wasn't shouted, but it was enough. Enough for fans to gasp, enough to ignite endless speculation online. Within minutes, social media was ablaze. Chris dedicated Yellow to Dakota. Coldplay just made Dakota part of the song's history. Clips of the performance spread across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, reaching millions in hours. Hashtags like #Yellow25, #ColdplayDakota, and #Eternal Love Song began trending worldwide. The song that had already been immortalized was reborn yet again, this time, as the soundtrack to a modern love story unfolding in real time. But let's pause here. Because here's the real teaser: was this planned, or was this spontaneous? Did Chris intend from the start to subtly weave Dakota into the narrative of Yellow? Or was it an unspoken moment of vulnerability, where love simply slipped through the cracks of performance. That mystery, that tension, is what keeps fans talking, keeps them replaying the video, keeps Yellow alive long after the last note faded, and maybe that's the real genius of Coldplay. They don't just perform songs. They create experiences. Experiences that don't end when the concert ends, but linger for days, weeks, years. Experiences that make you question, what does this song really mean? As the night drew to a close, confetti still floating in the air, the stadium lights dimmed, and Chris Martin stood alone with his guitar. His voice, raw and unfiltered, carried the final lines, and it was all Yellow. The crowd fell into silence. No fireworks, no encore. Just a quiet acknowledgement that we had all witnessed something historic. This wasn't just about celebrating a 25-year-old song. It was about watching it transform before our eyes. From the anthem of a young band chasing dreams, to the eternal love song of a man who found his muse. From a melody under Welsh stars, to a golden tribute to Dakota Johnson, and here lies the ultimate payoff. The legacy of Yellow is not fixed. It shifts. It evolves. For every listener, it's something different. For some, it's heartbreak. For others, it's hope. For Chris Martin, tonight, it was love. So once again, we ask, what is Yellow to you? Is it a memory of your first kiss? A song you cried to at midnight? Or perhaps now, a reminder that even after 25 years, music can still surprise us, still make us believe in magic, still make us believe in love. Leave your story in the comments below. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Because legends like Yellow aren't just heard. They're lived, and tonight, the legend lived again, louder, brighter, and more golden than ever.